Welcome to another episode of the Nothing and
Everything
podcast. We're excited to be here today, and we're going to talk a lot about nothing.
A little bit of everything.
And a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but mostly nothing.
We have a good episode today.
Yeah, we were,
Really, I have
it's
no
already
idea
been pointed out that we talk a lot about nothing. After
really,
one episode.
We're really good at this.
Really nothing.
Yeah, people were like, hey man, I really like how y'all didn't really discuss anything.
Yeah, where was exactly what the plan was?
Yeah, so far this week I've butchered our social media. We do have an Instagram account for Nothing and Everything podcast. What is it? Nothing and
Everything underscore podcast. That's Instagram.
That's on Instagram. And so I was trying to send links to people, and then Austin, our
producer, technical director, engineer,
our everything here. He's sending me text messages on the side like, hey, man, you can't do that on Instagram.
What are you doing?
Yeah, like, why? Just log out. And so I've thoroughly messed up all of that.
Kind of aged yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Austin's like under 30. No, you're under 25. Goodness. So he's like tech kind of guru. But, he's also really good. He's good with the social medias. The social medias. He's good on the Facebooks. He doesn't have a MySpace, but he's got everything else.
Did you have one back in the day?
A MySpace?
Yeah.
Well, everyone did.
About 2 years ago, it came up somehow, and I went and tried to reactivate it, and I did. And I was like, ain't nobody on here. So
I think Justin Timberlake owns it, doesn't he?
MySpace?
I don't know where that came from. I would win trivia, some sort of trivia night or whatever.
Yeah, but is that true? It's got to be a correct answer to win.
Well, but most things, if you just say it with a lot of confidence, it'll be.
It's Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake owns MySpace. It's no longer. Is it Tom?
Yeah, I think that's who it was, because everybody was like Tom's friend or whatever,
yeah, right,
and it was like him in the white T-shirt.
Yeah.
All the people under 25 were like,
no idea
what they're talking about.
So Austin, he does Never End. Is his I don't know, Instagram. Never End Creative, something like that.
Yeah.
So go check him out.
So check him out.
Cool
put him in the show notes, I think.
Put him in the show notes. Yeah.
Yeah?
So he kind of keeps us straight with a lot of the socials. So I'm really good at Facebook.
But it would be good though if everybody else kept us straight, since we do have Instagram.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
We have YouTube,
Spotify,
which
Apple Podcasts.
We're not on Apple yet.
Oh, we're not.
We are on Spotify.
Yeah.
I have no plans of pulling our episodes off of Spotify.
You don't want to do that just yet after one episode? We're going to show you, Joe Rogan.
I'm not ready to pull our episode yet.
Wait, episode.
Episode.
Yeah.
Well, this one's going to be on there.
But if they see that on there and they enjoy listening to nothing, let your friends know.
Yeah.
Share it, like it, let somebody know.
Something like that. Hey, so tell us about your weekend. You were gone over the weekend, right?
Yeah. Talked about last week going away. This was the depart of your 3Ds.
Oh, hey, there you go.
I remember.
Yeah.
See, I was like, I need to put these into practice a little bit more.
Yeah.
So dine
daily.
Dine
Daily.
Dine daily.
Date
weekly.
Depart. Well, you're kind of a high roller.
Every 20 years.
You're a high roller, so you can go every month.
Well, no. Good gracious. Maybe every 5 years we've tried to go out of town. Go away for a long weekend.
You drive that big old chicken bus, right? So I mean,
out of necessity.
But that's like a RV. Y'all can just go to go camping or whatever in the stuff like. Anyway, finish.
No, we were in Savannah. Let's see, for almost 4 days. I'd never been, so it was.
Never been to Savannah.
I drove through, but you don't really drive through Savannah if you're going to Florida. Down 95.
Oh yeah.
And so, I mean, it was great. It was good. No kids. They have lots of if you're not necessarily a foodie, but kind of my wife is.
Mm.
I mean, I like good food, of course. But we hit every baked spot that we could.
Wait,
that was
did you go to Paula Dean's restaurant?
We did.
Good.
That was the first night we went. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'd say even very good, but it wasn't this is unbelievable. I've never tasted anything like that. It was just good, I guess, Southern home style stuff. But everything on the plate was this is really good.
So I've been there before, Paula Dean's restaurant, and I actually thought she cooked there. So,
she's got a towel over her back and calling out orders.
Come on in, sugar. Come on in and sit down. So I was like, hey, where's Paula? And they're like, Paula who? Paula Dean.
They never met. I didn't see Paula at all. I never saw
like,
Paula.
We just cut this bag of potatoes open and dump it out, warm it up in some water. And
it's got her picture on it. You can buy a whole bunch of Paula Deen stuff.
You can buy some Paula Deen stuff.
But it was good. So. I mean, the other big one is the macarons right now. Macarons. We went to 4 macaron places because my wife feels like she's doing like some reconnaissance
work.
There's
that many macaron
I think
places?
I think we tapped out. I mean, I think it was 4. And
like the whole store is based on.
Well, so there
macaron?
were 2. I think there were 2. Let's see, there was one that's all they sold. Then there was one that was like a French bakery. They had other stuff. And then there were maybe 2 other places where they had stuff plus macaron. Okay. So she's just like trying to size them up, deconstruct them, and we realized that I could be honest, hers are like 10 times better.
You have to stop at the table. Remember the comment that we had?
Who said that?
Can we say that?
No.
Okay. In person. Hey, stop hitting the table.
I'll put my hands over here. That
Sit,
was good though.
Sit on your hands.
We did a carriage ride through the old.
Oh, was that pretty cool?
It was. You know why it was cool? Because because of the chicken bus, because of the amount of children we have. We try to do things frugally.
Yeah.
Try to save $1. So we hadn't really planned to do the carriage ride. But carriage was like, let's just go check it out. And I thought it'd be like $100 or something. And we got over there and they're like, well, it's $32 a person, so like $64. That's not that bad.
That's good math.
But that's the public one. So you might be riding with like 10 other people.
Ooh.
And
how big's a carriage?
I don't know. It's more like a wagon.
Is it like a Clydesdale?
It felt like
pulling this thing?
No, it wasn't a Clydesdale.
Oh.
It felt like something from Little House on the Prairie. For all of our people over 25.
Yeah, we just lost. Austin's in the corner like, what? Little House where?
What?
Tiny House.
Then,
Tiny House on the Prairie. That's what he's saying over there.
He likes a tiny house, doesn't he? So anyway, nobody else got on. So it ended up just being this romantic carriage ride of just my wife and I and some.
For $64?
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half.
You could have Ubered for like $4.
We could, and we walked a bit to look at a lot of things.
So when you were talking about saving money, but then you actually spend a whole lot more.
Right, but like if we just done the 2 people carriage ride, it was like $150. So in my head, I'm like, I just saved like $90.
But wasted $60.
It wasn't waste. It was money well spent.
Well, there you have it.
It was a good way to see Savannah. It was good. I mean, it was good food. The weather was. It rained one night. We did one of those ghost tours.
Oh,
that was funny.
Can you talk about that here?
The spirits. Not like the Holy Ghost tour, but like it was just
church tour of Savannah.
Yeah, I mean it was real light. Like you just kind of get to, and they try to tell you like, oh, this is where all the dead people are buried, and here's how the people that have
like cemeteries where dead people.
Yeah, right. But there were like dead people on top of dead people, and it wasn't like it was haunted or anything, except they scared us at the end, and my wife was not.
Like someone jumped out.
Well, we went into this like little thing down by the river, and you could tell it was like really
like a van.
It wasn't in a van down by the river. Thanks, Matt Foley.
We're losing young viewers right now.
Yeah, but the older viewers, this is great. Like.
Yeah, but they can't figure out how to like or how to,
They just go.
Yeah,
that was great.
That's a good one.
But we went into this thing, and you could tell it was totally set up. And there's this whole like storyline, and all of a sudden you hear like this cat meowing, and I was like, "Oh,
cats are of the devil."
Well, I agree completely. And I don't know. All of a sudden, the light shut off. And there was this big bang, and my wife about.
She's like, "You made me drop a macaron." That's awesome.
But it was good. I mean, we came back.
Weekend,
it was good. It was good to get away. It was good to depart.
There you go.
Every decade, I guess.
Good for you, man.
So it was good. It was fun. What did you do this weekend?
Well, let me tell you what I did this weekend. So Saturday night, I'm laying in bed. It's like 8:45. I'm living the best dream, man.
Seriously,
best
you've
dream,
already
living the dream, living the best life.
Living the best dream. You put like some OC and some everything else in there together.
So I'm going to bed early. I'm getting ready for church. Kind of, trying to get some rest.
Why do you go to bed early on a Saturday night? Because
Saturday Night Live equals Sunday morning dead. So anyway,
which is true though.
It is true. So I'm trying to go to bed early, and my wife gets a phone call, and it's her mom, and talking to her, and I can kind of hear the conversation. We'll just hear, Tammy, I can't hear her mom, whatever. And then she's like, "There's a snake in the house." So Tammy says, "There's a snake where?" That's what I hear. "There's a snake where?" And I was like, So I'm like trying to
You're
act like I'm asleep.
like curling
I'm
over.
like breathing heavy, you know. And then she goes, Gerald, my mom has a snake in her house. And I was like, what? And in my mind, I was like, I can't help.
What are you gonna do?
There's nothing I can do. All I can do is pick someone up and take them with me. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
I called Rick Blasey because in my mind, he has no fear of anything except spiders. He doesn't like spiders. I'm okay with spiders.
But he's okay with snakes?
Right.
He didn't have a problem?
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like 8 legs, I'm deathly afraid of. No legs. I got you. You know?
Funny.
So I go pick him up. It's like 9:30. I go pick him up. He's watching, what's that, Lost in Space or something. He's like, I need a little bit more time to finish the episode or whatever. So I go pick him up. And, like, in my mind, this anaconda is, like, wrapped around my mother-in-law, like, squeezing her. You know, so I'm like, we got to get over here to the house quickly, you know. So we get over there. And I had no idea what to expect. And
Did you take, like, a bag or something?
Well.
You always watch these shows, they put them in, like, sleeping bag.
Right.
Not a sleeping bag. Not a sleeping bag, a pillowcase. That's what
yeah.
A pillowcase.
Okay. That was weird. Okay, so I go
nice and comfy.
I go pick Rick up. He has like this like Trader Joe's shopping bag or like Aldi shopping bag or something, and he had like 2 putters or 2 whatever. Like
putter? Like he's gonna play golf.
Like
with
golf
them.
club.
And
I was like, Rick, what is that? And he goes, I'm gonna get you to hold one, and I'm gonna use the other one. And I was like, I'm dropping you off, man. I'm sitting in the car. I'm not getting out of the car. So we get over there. And then we go inside, and I'm like, okay, you know, mother-in-law, I got out like a brave.
I mean, did she know where it was? Like, she had watched it and cornered it or something?
So she saw it on the stove. So she had kind of went ahead.
Goodness gracious.
She had already pulled the stove out. And so we get there, and she's like, yeah, there's like a little, like, space right here. And so the snake was sticking his head out right there. And so I'm seriously nervous because I'm terrified I'm going to get bit. I'm going to end up at the urgent care. You know, or whatever. Austin knows about urgent care. Anyway, so I'm like, we're gonna end up at the urgent care.
Yeah.
I'm terrified, and then I see this tiny little head stick out, and I'm like, oh, well, that ain't that bad.
Like a thumb.
And smaller.
Oh my goodness.
Think like your phone charger, like the end of it. Like that's how small it was.
It was like an earthworm.
So I'm thinking, okay, so it's sticking out. I see his head, and so I kind of leaned up to it, and I was like, oh. So I'm gaining confidence as we're going, right? 'Cause I'm like, oh, this ain't. So I go into my truck and I pick up some tools because we're going to take the back of the yeah, I had like one little screwdriver or whatever. So we're taking the back of the stove off, the oven, stove, whatever, the whole range, whatever. So trying to figure out where this thing is. I guess the whole idea was see it, grab it. Okay, not me.
Was that Rick's idea?
That was Rick's idea.
You see it, grab it.
So he's tapping on stuff, moving stuff around. We took the whole back off, man, and we couldn't find it. Flashlights, phones everywhere.
And you broke her oven.
So then we're putting everything back on, and you know that little drawer at the bottom that holds like whatever, you know, you put stuff down there. So I'm standing right in front of it, and I look down, and I head like some of its body.
Ooh.
And so Rick. I'm like trying to whisper, you know, because
like a snake can.
Right, because I can't see its ears, so therefore it doesn't have any. Right. So anyway, so Rick comes over and he sees it. So he slides his hand down the oven and just smacks it. And when he hits that snake,
like pops it upside the head,
like slaps it, and in his mind he's thinking, if I can just kind of get him out on the floor, then I can reach down and grab him.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought this through.
It doesn't sound like.
So he hits that snake. And it was like something from Men in Black. Like it was a tiny little head, but then his long body come flopping out. I mean, it really wasn't that big. It was maybe 18 inches, okay? But when it hit the floor, I don't mind looking at a snake if it's like moving across the street or something like that.
Right.
It's when it curls up and when it's like in pain. And it's like it makes my skin crawl.
Did it like strike at you guys?
No.
No.
So I literally saw it and I was like, oh! So I take off running, and he reaches down and he just smacks it on the ground and just picks it up. And then he's got it and he's holding it out, and I'm thinking I should have been recording this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm hollering.
I wish your mother-in-law had been recording it so they could see you cowering in the corner, running away.
And so, like, in my mind, it was like he's gonna grab this and throw it on me, like the worst trick, the worst joke ever.
That would have been great.
Like someone doesn't like something, so you grab it and throw it on them and freak them out, you know. So I thought that was gonna happen. So in my mind, I was like, just be brave. And he walks by, and I'm like, you know, my heart's like pounding. I'm like, please don't throw it on me, please don't throw it on me. And he walks out and throws it. He says, yeah, I shook him up, slammed him on the ground. and he was like on his back, like sitting there, belly up.
That
whatever.
seems more like Rick.
Yeah. And he gets rid of it, and we push the oven back in and we go home.
Hero.
He was a hero, not me. I just drove him there.
He was a hero.
I was definitely a zero. I was no help.
That's exciting though.
It was. I'm trying to prove, hey, I can do things. I can do stuff.
You proved it. Yeah.
I proved I could not do much.
But your wife didn't. Did you play it up like?
Nah, she knew.
She knew.
Yeah. Like Tammy's mom's over in the corner texting. Like, hey, it's a good thing
Gerald,
you brought Rick.
Seriously, Gerald doesn't know
Gerald's worthless.
At all.
Yeah. Does he even change light bulbs over there?
That's a good. That's an exciting story, though.
I mean, it's what it is. It's what it is. Yeah. So it kind of pulled me away from. Well, I guess I was sleeping, but I would have been up watching TV. So.
Like watching what?
Well,
the big thing on right now is what?
The Olympics, right?
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know.
Because are you watching it?
I am not watching the Olympics.
I saw, I think a headline yesterday or today that no one else is either. So I watched it for maybe about an hour and a half. Like we were just back at the hotel the other night hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be the right event. But Winter Olympics are tough.
There's no right event at the Winter Olympics. Like the Summer Olympics, I'm a Summer Olympics guy.
Yeah.
I like watching the track and field, and like gymnastics is pretty cool, and just Team USA dominates. So I like that. And then like swimming, I haven't watched swimming though since Phelps left.
Yeah, when you have kind of those big celebrities, and once again we're aging ourselves. I mean, like I was all like Carl Lewis.
Well, you said
look him up, people.
You said Jesse Owens.
Well,
earlier.
I did, but I'm a little bit
night. Were you around then?
Close.
Carl Lewis. I remember Carl.
When
Lewis.
I was like 84 Olympics in the LA or something.
Jesse Owens?
No, Carl Lewis.
Yeah, he was on like a Wheaties box.
Oh yeah.
Do they even make Wheaties anymore?
Never eaten Wheaties.
Wheaties
I've
is
seen
just
them.
cornflakes.
I think my dad ate them, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Put some sugar on it.
Put some sugar on it. And then when Frosted Flakes came out, it was like, finally, I don't have to put sugar on this anymore.
It's the better version of Wheaties.
It's the better version of Wheaties. So anyway,
Winter Olympics are hard because like if I never did like winter sports growing up,
Right. Well,
I've been skiing a few times.
Right.
Well, I mean, like they're all just kind of foreign. Like I'm not a good ice skater. I've skied 5 or 6 times and I like it, but I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
All the other kind of luge and bobsled. I mean, it's cool to watch.
Now, when Jamaica had a bobsled team, that was really cool.
Jamaica got a bobsled team?
Didn't they? Did that happen in real life, or is that just a movie?
It's both.
It was.
I think they're back in it this year. Like
Really?
Jamaica bobsled team qualified. I think.
I wouldn't know.
You might want to tune in for a couple of nights.
I'm not
just
going
to
to
see.
tune in. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not boycotting. I just don't care to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, like Shaun White. Like I remember Shaun White when he first came on. He was like 12 and he was winning gold.
He's
medals.
in it this year.
Shaun White.
Yeah, I think it's like his. I think it's like his fourth
Olympics.
I think so. I'm pretty sure that he's snowboarding this year.
He's got to be like 60.
Yeah. Somebody let us know how old Shaun White is.
Yeah, how old is Shaun? Does he have like a walker like attached to the front?
It's on the top of his snowboard.
Just like, kind of comes down. Oh, little tennis balls.
I mean, that stuff is pretty cool, but I don't do it, so it's hard to kind of relate.
Like the big long jumps and stuff. That's pretty. And the slalom is pretty.
Yeah.
Slalom. Is that what it's called?
There's a slalom and the giant slalom when they move really fast.
Like, what's that girl's name? Lindsey Vonn.
Lindsey Vonn.
She was kind
of popular.
Yeah. So, but that's it. I can't name anyone on the team right now.
But when the Summer Olympics come out, I guess in 2 years,
2 more summers.
Our children are spoiled because when we were kids, it was every 4 years, and you got both. I think it was both Olympics in the same year.
Oh, really?
I think it was winter and summer, and then they switch it to where every 2 years it's winter, and then 2 years it's summer.
Okay.
So you kind of get the Olympics. Nobody can watch it every 2 years in the Winter Olympics because
nobody's watching. Yeah, and then I saw like a video of like this Dutch reporter, and he's like reporting at the Olympics, and then like I guess some government officials or whatever like pulled him off the air, literally came up, wrapped their arm around him, like pulled him off the air or whatever, and that was kind of weird.
I didn't see that. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
It was on the YouTube. The YouTube film crew was down there.
You can also see this. They called somebody from YouTube to come down there. They came down and took
We're
the
dropping
Dutch
all kind of
reporter off.
references
Yeah,
here.
seriously.
Yeah,
no one knows what we're
They don't
talking
even know.
about.
They don't even know. So I'm not watching the Olympics, but I will tell you what I am going to watch here very, very soon. The Super Bowl.
That's kind of a big deal
So okay,
in America.
let's be honest now. So I think we can be considered old heads.
Yep. I like that term.
What are you more excited about? Game?
No.
Or the
I know where you're
Or
going.
the halftime show?
I mean, I don't have a team in the, you want a good close game.
Sure.
But when I saw the halftime show, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of memes talking about, like, a lot of people our age, like, their kids are going to see, I guess, how gangster we were maybe 25 years ago.
Yeah. They're like, who's this medical doctor that's going to be,
Dr. Dre?
There's some doctor.
Is he an optometrist? What does he do?
Dr. Andre? He's going to be there doing some sort of, Yeah. And Snoop.
It should be interesting.
Snoop is like the ageless wonder.
Yeah.
He's been around for a long time.
I'll be interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really listen, like, that kind of rap music was, like.
But it was everywhere.
Well, it was. A lot of pop culture.
Yeah.
But I was more into, like, the Will Smith rap stuff, where he just raps about going out and having
Partying,
fun.
getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I wasn't really into,
You're like a party rapper, not like a gangster rapper.
My street cred totally dropped.
Seriously.
So
that's why you were singing in the lunchroom.
That's why I'm singing in the lunchroom. Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it.
It should be interesting. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I'm more fresh.
I'm always like afraid.
I'm like Stefan to Steve Urkel. We're really going back here now.
No one knows. No one has a clue what we're talking about.
That's right. That's awesome. So anyway, back to the Super Bowl. I want the Rams to win. Even though when I was in 6th grade, I played Pop Warner football, Warner Robins, Georgia.
Yep.
And I was on the Bengals.
Ooh. Yeah.
So
they would use that.
I also played football in Air Max. Like,
nice.
They weren't even cleats. They were just Air Max. So I just remember that.
You were a wide receiver, weren't you?
I was a tight end.
Oh, nice.
I was really small, too. Yeah, but, I mean, you just give the ball to that one kid that's really fast. And he just
block a little bit.
Yeah. And he was really good. We had that one kid. He'd score like 8 touchdowns. We'd still lose by like 20 touchdowns. But
you don't want to cheer for the Bengals.
Well, I used to cheer for the Bengals. Actually, there was a guy. Do you remember Icky Woods?
Oh, yeah. Icky Shuffle?
He shuffled. Do you remember the other running back who played for the Bengals? James Brooks?
He
went to my high school.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
But you're not cheering for him?
No, because they don't play anymore. They're like 70. So those guys don't play football anymore.
Probably our age.
No, they're older than us. Yeah, way older. Anyway, so I want the Rams to win because I like Matthew Stafford. Not because he is a Georgia guy. I like Matthew Stafford because, I feel bad for him because he got drafted by Detroit. So really, anyone who goes to Detroit,
he needs to.
They're Cleveland. Cleveland's kind of so bad for Cleveland.
I'm happy. So. I hope he does. Well. That'd be cool to see Cooper Kupp after the year he's had.
Cooper Kupp's had a great year.
Yeah.
I had him on my fantasy team.
I did a couple years ago, and he helped me out.
Yeah. And he single-handedly. Well, I had Patrick
He quietly.
Mahomes too.
Oh, yeah. that kind of.
Yeah, he's good.
I had Matthew Stafford on mine this year, and that's why I finished second in my league because he didn't get hurt all year.
Second
he was just put
in your league.
I was second in our league. Yeah, our league.
Should we talk about that?
Maybe another episode. We should talk about that.
Another episode.
And we could memorialize those who have gone before us. If you know, then you know.
Awesome. If you know, you know.
Hopefully going to be employed this year.
IYK. I don't know what I'm saying.
IYK.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
IYK.
If you know, you know. There you go. Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, that was good.
It's terrible. I like the commercials that happen in the Super Bowl. Some of them. They're not.
Some of them. I feel like
they're bad.
Yeah.
But some of them are actually pretty funny. Oh, one commercial I saw recently that I really liked? The Apple Watch commercial. Have you seen the Apple Watch commercial?
I have seen. I don't know that I've seen that commercial. I don't have an Apple Watch, so I'm not as familiar. But I did see one the other day where like you could call on the Apple Watch. There was some guy like getting blown out to sea, like in a boat or on a paddleboard or something.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So the one I saw, this guy was like hiking.
Yeah.
And he falls down, and his watch sends
He was in the middle of the woods, and no one knew he fell down.
Middle of the woods. No one heard him fall.
Did he really?
Did he really fall?
No.
No one knows. But he fell. Well, they say he fell. And the watch detected his fall and called like 911. So they sent him like a little signal, I guess a little haptic thing.
Yeah.
And he didn't respond. And so they're like, he needs. So the phone's like, Siri, myself.
Wow.
So
that's cool. It's a little creepy.
They give
that
like
it knows what's going on.
The latitude, and longitude.
The longitude and latitude. Which is which? Which is this and which is this? Like,
doesn't matter. They
I think it does matter.
Doesn't matter?
Like, if you're that guy, it matters.
Okay.
Latitude
is north and south. Longitude is east and west.
That sounds right, but I don't know if it is.
If you say it with confidence, it's right.
Once again,
I said it with confidence. There you go. So anyway, they send like the waypoint. Is that what it's called? Waypoint.
That part I don't know.
Anyway, they send his location.
Yeah.
And so I have an Apple Watch, but mine's the SD.
Also known as the iPhone.
There's only one person.
Is it the iPhone watch or the Apple? Yeah, iPhone watch.
He calls it the iPhone watch.
The iPhone in a watch form.
You're going to be in so much trouble.
I know. Don't tell him I said that.
Well, but he probably won't listen to this far into the podcast anyway.
This is short attention span after 5 minutes. I'm just saying.
You think he'll even last 5 minutes watching this podcast?
I hope.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. So anyway, that's really cool. I would probably like to have that watch, that iPhone, the Apple Watch. Apple Watch.
That's probably what you get in your mind. Right? It's always an iPhone watch to me now.
So I don't know. Maybe it could be like maybe you should give like a gift, like a one-time donation to Nothing and Everything podcast.
Yeah, and
I'll buy a watch.
That would be fantastic.
You give the money, I'll buy the watch.
When you say me, you mean them?
No. I mean.
Me give the money?
Yeah. We can't ask for anything from them yet.
Oh, yeah. Not yet.
Them is only like our family right now. So it's like, and like 2 other people. So, yeah. We need more thems.
More thems, and then we can have.
And then we can have stuff.
I'll get you a watch then.
We should get into some. Maybe Apple will watch. Hey, let's give those 2 guys.
Yeah, those 2 guys need some help.
An Apple.
We'll give you money to stop talking about our products.
Please don't say anything else about our product. Anyway, so. What else can we talk about?
I don't know. What else can we talk about?
It was actually supposed to snow today. Did you know that?
I didn't know that until, like, I took the kids to school. My wife was like, hey, is everything all right out there? And I was like, it's raining. What are you talking about? I didn't know it was supposed to snow.
It was supposed to, on my watch, or out on my phone. So I can't wait for, I don't know, 4 weekends of snow, 5 weekends of snow, whatever.
It didn't quite happen, but it was a lot.
Happen, but there was rumors.
More than we used to, yeah.
There were rumors. Anyway, so. Let's wrap this up because this is going nowhere.
But speaking of nowhere, this Friday night, we've got somewhere to go.
We have somewhere to be.
Yep.
And you have somewhere to be. I guess if you live around this area. If you live far away, Mom.
Good luck.
Watching right now. Yeah. No, what's happening?
The Nothing and Everything podcast is about to plug the date night.
Date night.
With Herschel York.
Herschel York at the Mallard Creek campus of Hickory Grove Baptist Church.
What time does it start?
I don't know.
That's
7?
It's a little bit late because the idea, I think, you're supposed to take your wife out. Yeah.
And then come for dessert later.
Yep.
You think we'll have macaroons?
No.
No macaroons? Okay.
Or macarons.
Get
it right, Gerald.
We don't like the coconuts. Anyway, so yeah. So this coming Friday, we're actually gonna be there to do a little bit of hosting.
Yep. Gerald and
not
Kyle.
Not hosting, but we're actually taking part. But it's not going to be for.
Yeah, they didn't call us because of our podcasting abilities.
I think it was So we should start plugging much.
Yeah. So be looking forward to that.
Yeah. Anyway, so glad you were here for episode 2. There's more coming sometime in the future. So thanks for nothing, but also thanks for everything.
Thanks
for everything. So we'll see you next time.